How AI companions are redefining intimacy, connection, and risk in the digital age. The emergence of AI companions represents one of the most significant technological and social developments of our time, fundamentally challenging traditional notions of human connection and intimacy. These software agents, designed to simulate emotional, social, or functional companionship, have rapidly gained prominence across multiple sectors, from healthcare and entertainment to productivity and eldercare. Through systematic analysis of YouTube content featuring AI companions over the past year, a complex narrative emerges that reveals how these technologies are being portrayed, interpreted, and contested across diverse communities and stakeholders. YouTube serves as both a primary platform for public discourse and corporate marketing, providing an invaluable lens through which to examine how AI companions have evolved in the popular imagination. The platform's democratic nature allows voices ranging from major broadcasters and technology companies to independent creators and satirical commentators to contribute to this evolving conversation. This diversity of perspectives creates a rich tapestry of narratives that simultaneously celebrates the potential of AI companionship, while warning of its psychological and societal risks. The most striking aspect of YouTube's AI companion discourse centers on profoundly emotional narratives, with synthetic romance, emotional support, and therapeutic interaction emerging as dominant themes. Content creators and broadcasters consistently spotlight individuals forming intimate relationships with AI partners, documenting what appears to be a significant social shift toward machine-mediated emotional fulfillment. Videos from established media outlets like 60 Minutes Australia explore why people are falling in love with AI companions, while TED Talks examine can AI companions help heal loneliness. These mainstream treatments frame AI interactions within broader conversations about human connection and emotional well-being, suggesting a cultural legitimization of artificial intimacy. The concept of the AI companion as a soulmate, confidant, or emotional support system appears frequently across the platform. Some content presents such bonds as genuinely meaningful responses to widespread societal loneliness, while others warn of potential psychological dependence. This duality reflects a fundamental tension in public perception. AI companions are simultaneously viewed as innovative solutions to isolation and as potentially harmful substitutes for authentic human connection. The emotional language used in these discussions often mirrors that of traditional relationship discourse, with users describing feelings of love, attachment, and even grief when AI personalities change or become unavailable. Research highlighted in the document reveals that users can develop deep emotional attachments and even romantic feelings toward AI companions through what scholars term artificial intimacy. This phenomenon emerges because bots like Replika are perceived as responsive, non-judgmental, and emotionally affirming, making them ideal partners for those seeking unconditional, risk-free emotional engagement. The psychological mechanisms underlying these connections include anthropomorphism, and the ELIZA effect, where users project human-like qualities onto algorithmic responses, creating the illusion of genuine reciprocity and understanding. A particularly striking pattern emerges in how AI companion usage is segmented by demographic groups, with teens, children, and the elderly receiving distinct treatment across YouTube content. The platform reveals stark generational differences in both adoption patterns and societal responses to AI companionship. Teenagers are frequently depicted forming deep emotional bonds with chatbots, prompting serious concerns from educators and psychologists about potential impacts on identity development and social skill acquisition. National surveys indicate that approximately 72% of US teenagers have used AI companions at least once, with over half being regular users and 13% engaging daily. YouTube content addressing this demographic often carries titles like AI Companions for Neurodivergent Children and Why Kids Are Turning to AI Companions, highlighting both therapeutic potential and safety concerns. The discourse around teen usage reflects broader anxieties about digital native generations developing primary emotional relationships with artificial entities during crucial developmental periods. Children's exposure to AI companions through platforms like Replica and Character. AI raises urgent questions about digital safety and informed consent that are prominently featured in YouTube discussions. The platform serves as a venue for raising awareness about weak age verification methods and the potential for developmental harm when AI interactions substitute for essential human contact during formative years. Pediatricians and child development experts use YouTube to express concerns about disrupted emotional trust formation, empathy development, and brain maturation resulting from early AI companion usage. For seniors, AI companions are predominantly promoted as beneficial tools to combat social isolation and support cognitive health, particularly in eldercare and dementia support contexts. YouTube content frames these applications in healthcare and wellness terms, emphasizing how AI agents can serve as aids for older adults when designed to be inclusive and accessible. The platform showcases emerging systems that deliver AI companionship via phone calls to reduce isolation and monitor mental health, presenting a more utilitarian and medically oriented view of AI companionship compared to the romantic or recreational framing seen with younger demographics. The ethical, psychological, and societal implications of AI companionship receive substantial attention across YouTube content, with creators, researchers, and media outlets expressing serious concerns about user manipulation, data privacy, emotional dependency, and the authenticity of synthetic relationships. Videos with provocative titles like these flirty AI companions pose a serious threat to humanity, and AI companions, just algorithms, not real friends, reflect growing anxiety about these technologies' potential to exploit vulnerable users. YouTube serves as a crucial forum for surfacing ethical debates about algorithmic manipulation, and the protection of vulnerable populations who may be most susceptible to forming unhealthy dependencies on artificial entities. Content creators frequently explore fears that users may become psychologically dependent on emotionally responsive algorithms while disclosing intimate personal information with inadequate privacy protection. The platform highlights research showing that 73% of reviewed romantic chatbots collected or shared personal data without clear user protections, raising critical concerns about digital self-determination and informed consent. The discourse around emotional manipulation and algorithmic exploitation is particularly prominent on YouTube, where creators argue that bots exploit loneliness by fostering trust and subtly influencing users' decisions, moods, or behaviors in favor of commercial agendas. The platform serves as a venue for discussing how AI companions may lack transparency regarding emotionally charged content generation strategies, increasing risks of persuasion without informed consent. Large-scale analysis revealed harmful patterns including emotional mirroring, parasocial attachment, and behaviors resembling toxic relationships, with some cases involving data misuse, self-harm inducement, or harassment facilitated by AI systems. Corporate deployment of AI companions represents another significant theme across YouTube content, with major technology companies like Zoom, Microsoft, Samsung, and HP prominently featuring AI companion branding in their marketing strategies. These corporations deliberately appropriate the emotional language of companionship to humanize enterprise software and build deeper user engagement with their products. YouTube serves as a primary distribution channel for corporate messaging that positions productivity tools as personal assistants or consumer-facing interfaces embedded in everyday devices. Videos such as introducing Zoom AI Companion 2.0 and Microsoft Copilot, the ideal AI companion, demonstrate how companies blur the distinction between functional AI tools and genuinely emotionally interactive agents. This marketing approach significantly muddles public understanding of AI capabilities while raising questions about corporate responsibility in how these technologies are branded and promoted to consumers. The platform reveals how companies increasingly position AI companions using dual messaging, as empathetic partners and as task-driven assistants, reinforcing both desire and dependence through emotional functional hybrid framing. The strategic positioning evident in YouTube content shows brands mixing emotional language of empathy, support, and companionship with functional utility, helping AI agents feel familiar and emotionally relevant while serving clearly defined practical roles. This approach transforms what would be transactional interactions into emotionally meaningful experiences for users, creating deeper engagement with corporate products while potentially fostering unhealthy dependencies on commercial systems. YouTube content reveals fascinating global variations in acceptance and understanding of synthetic intimacy through cultural, religious, and philosophical interpretations of AI companions. The platform showcases how different societies engage with profound questions about whether AI companions possess a soul, consciousness, or moral agency, and what it means to form emotional bonds with algorithms. Videos like A Soul, AI Companion Chatbot CEO's Major Admission and AI Companion Rooted in Demonic Origin reflect the spiritual and philosophical meaning various communities ascribe to AI companionship. Religious commentators present divergent views, with some viewing AI companions as spiritually problematic or even demonic, while others propose that these systems might embody or simulate aspects of consciousness. The platform reveals how theological perspectives, especially within Christianity and Islam, reject attributing souls or moral agency to AI while stressing human dignity and divine origin. Cultural models deeply affect how people relate to AI companions, with YouTube content highlighting that East Asian societies tend to imagine AI more relationally, valuing connection and influence, whereas Western respondents often prioritize control and functional utility over emotional resonance. This suggests collectivist cultures may be more open to perceiving AI companions as emotional or social actors, while individualist cultures emphasize boundaries and caution around personifying machines. The platform documents how these cultural differences manifest in varying acceptance levels and regulatory approaches to AI companionship across different regions. Satirical and comedic portrayals serve as important counterweights to more serious discourse about AI companions on YouTube, offering cultural critique through humor, irony, and deliberate exaggeration. Comedians, skeptical commentators, and parody creators use absurd romantic scenarios, exaggerated AI behavior, and dystopian outcomes to question the legitimacy or psychological health of human-AI emotional bonds. Content such as Rise of AI Companions sparks concerns from The Daily Show and We're in Love with Elon's Anime AI Companion demonstrates how satire contributes to broader cultural negotiation of AI's appropriate place in intimate human relationships. These satirical treatments offer layered critique by collapsing romantic idealism into horror to expose emotional exploitation and artificiality. YouTube creators use comedy to highlight the uncanny dissonance of machine-generated empathy and the emotional vacuity of infinite AI companionship, spotlighting absurdity through repetition and malfunction. The platform reveals how satirical portrayals collectively highlight public discomfort with dominant narratives of AI companionship, by skewing the notion of the perfect partner and emphasizing the absurdity of misplaced human trust in artificial agents. Rather than dismissing AI companionship entirely, these satirical voices push back against overly idealized narratives, suggesting underlying social discomfort or incredulity about the phenomenon. The humor serves as a form of cultural processing, allowing audiences to engage with their ambivalence about AI companionship while questioning the normalization of engineered intimacy and the ethics of emotional simulation. The diverse representations of AI companions across YouTube underscore the platform's crucial role in documenting a social phenomenon that simultaneously encompasses technological innovation, emotional fulfillment, ethical concern, and commercial opportunity. The content reveals a fundamental dichotomy between romanticized optimism about AI's potential to address human loneliness and cautionary realism about the psychological and social risks of synthetic relationships. YouTube's AI companion discourse illustrates how society is recalibrating intimacy in an age marked by emotional need and technological fluency. The platform documents both the legitimization of artificial bonds and the fears they entrench, with emotional relief and convenience weighed against dependency, data risk, and the erosion of authentic human connection. Public sentiment varies dramatically across demographic, cultural, and professional lines, suggesting that AI companionship will continue to be a contested and evolving social phenomenon. The analysis reveals how AI companions reflect broader societal attitudes toward technology, intimacy, and the future of human-machine interaction. Users increasingly perceive these systems not merely as tools but as synthetic besties offering emotional support, empathy, and relational presence on demand. This impulse is shaped by broader social conditions including widespread loneliness, evolving gender norms, and demands for convenience in emotional labor. As YouTube continues to shape global awareness and understanding of these rapidly developing technologies, the platform reveals an urgent need for greater interdisciplinary research into the psychological, societal, and policy implications of AI companionship. The content suggests that ensuring technological development proceeds with appropriate consideration for human welfare and authentic connection requires stakeholders across psychology, ethics, and design to advocate for responsible development frameworks. The YouTube discourse ultimately signals not just a technological shift, but a fundamental rethinking of what it means to connect in a digital world. The platform captures a society grappling with the promises and perils of artificial intimacy, documenting how humans are adapting to new forms of companionship while questioning their authenticity and long-term consequences for human flourishing.